it's time to use some cheap-ass makeup. In this economy, I'm always looking to find some cheaper makeup. My experience with Dollar Tree makeup is that it sucks. It definitely will work, like, if you want, like, your little teeny bopper to start practicing with makeup and stuff. Maybe it could work for that. But when I used it, and I like to think I have some amount of makeup skills, it just, you could tell that I was wearing kind of like kids makeup and stuff, and maybe it looked okay like on camera, because things always look very different on camera as opposed to in person. But in person, it didn't look good. So I think I took down that video because it wasn't doing well. Probably should have just left it up, but it was like one of the first, Alright, it was one of like the first YouTube videos I did. I think I took it down just because it performed so bad, and I was just starting out, so like the quality was terrible. So, but it just, yeah. You could tell I was wearing Dollar Tree makeup, and there might be like some products, like a product here and a product there and a product there that like is good. And sometimes Dollar Tree will get more kind of like expensive stuff than just like one-offs, and you can get those. But if you're just using like the makeup they can consistently just have there and keep in stock, I was not impressed. But I came across this, other people were reviewing it, and it's Miss A. So you go to, was it MissACosmetics.com or is it just MissA.com? Put it down. But they are like the dollar store, basically, online for makeup. They have other things too, but I was really mostly interested in the makeup. So I got a bunch of different products. I believe this is their brand, the AOA. I believe that's their, specifically Miss A, but they have other brands. But I think everything I got was the AOA. And that's because everything that's AOA is typically under $2. So we're going to see if makeup that costs less than $2 is actually worth it, or if I wasted all my money, because yes, it's cheap, but if it doesn't work, then you're still wasting your money. And in this economy, can't be doing that. Went and got myself some tea, because I feel like I'm lagging. Need a little bit of caffeine. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with is some primer. This is the Cosmic Cowgirl Skin Grip Primer. I like using a grippy primer. I just think it makes the blush last a little bit longer. Because the packaging is smaller, it might still be something good to put into my travel bag, or like when I'm doing, just my makeup on the go in the car, because hauling around bigger products is kind of annoying. And like the Sheet Glam one is huge. Let's see here, what would be next? So I have eye primer and then concealer. I didn't get a foundation. They do have foundations, but I don't wear foundation. I wear the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and that's about it. I looked to see if they had like a skin tint, skin serum, BB, CC cream, something like that, And it seems like they just had foundations. So maybe at some point they'll branch out into the skin tint range, and then I'll try it out. It'd be nice if they came out with like an e.l.f. Halo Glow dupe. I'd be all over that before I do anything else, just because I don't know what kind of fallout we're going to be dealing with. I'm going to reuse these products. So let's go into the eye primer. This eye primer is, again, the AOA Studio brand. I think everything is AOA. Apply to eyelids before eyeshadow, and it says Inner Self Eye Primer. And then usually I take a little powder after the eyeshadow primer. I just think the eyeshadows themselves, if you powder, just go on a little bit more, like, smoothly. Is that a word? I'm pretty sure smoothly is a word, but it doesn't sound like a word. I should have got their brushes. That would have been fun. But I told myself that I have a million brushes. Man, I had like, my face isn't peeling, but my hands from the primer were peeling. I should have showed you guys. It was crazy. It was like glue. Take this AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. Actually, I think this is the banana one. Never mind. I'm going to actually take this one. It's the same. This is just the translucent one. It's the Anti-Shine Blurred Finish Translucent. Be interesting to see if it's actually blurring. But I got the banana one because normally I use purple powder underneath my eyes. I think purple a lot of times looks more seamless with my blush. Unless I'm doing like an orange blush, then I'll use a banana powder. And this one by Essence. Their packaging, Essence at packaging just always disintegrates. But I think a lot of brands are just going so cheap with their packaging. Like this is from London. It's disintegrating as well, but it makes it so you can't travel with these products because it's just a huge mess. It's one thing like Sheetlam, their stuff is sturdy. It doesn't fall apart. So it'll be interesting to see how their packaging holds up. Is maybe it feels a little better than Essence, but I don't know if I can necessarily good enough to tell. Or I was so excited about this when I saw this because I was like, is that a cool tone brown? Like not a gray, but like a brownie gray color. It's so difficult to find that because everything's so warm. But I saw this and I was like, sign me up. Like, and this is designed in the US, responsibly made in China. And they do not test on animals, which is fantastic. Yeah, they all say that. Non-toxic, vegan, cruelty-free. So it seems like all their products are that, which is amazing, especially considering the price point. Makes you feel like other brands could be doing a lot better. But let's see here. I don't know if they're incredibly pigmented. That's 2 swipes right there. But for the price, I think I can, we'll make it work. That's how it is. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not too impressed with the eyeshadows, just because the pigment is just not there, and you really, really have to work to build it up to be much of anything. It did get some liners. So we have a white eyeliner, because a lot of times I put white in my waterline, although recently, within the last month, I've been kind of moving away from that a little bit, but usually I'll put white as a primer in the waterline if you want a color to show up a little bit more. So it does still work. So I'm still using it from that sense, but I used to just put just straight white. Ooh, I bumped it. I bumped my microphone. I used to put just straight white and just leave it, but I haven't really been doing that. So let's see how I like this. So this is the Colorful Canvas Gel Eyeliner. So being a gel, it should dry down and work in the waterline. So let's see. It's got a sharp tip that is stabbing my eye, so I'm going to hold it a little bit on my hand. Once again, the pigment just isn't there. Yeah, again, I had to kind of work to build up the pigment, but I think I was able to get something with it. Get a brown eyeliner as well. I believe this is an eyeliner. Yep, Love Line Eyeliner, again, by AOA. That's all the stuff that was like under $2 type thing. And that's what I was sticking for. I wanted to try the cheap makeup and test it out. What in the brush? The brush is different. I mean, I don't know if it will look different. I don't know if you will be able to see, but it feels different. It's not like, it's like a solid mass. you know, it's not individual brush hairs. I don't think it's too bad. Kind of feels weird on the eyes though, like when I move my eyes. Okay, with my hood and eyes, that's as good as we're gonna get because my hoods are different on each side. But I would say, as I fall over, I would say it's fairly easy to work with. The tip is very different, but once I got going, I think I kind of like it a little bit better than the individual fibers. It comes to like this really fine tip, and I think I was really able to get a really precise wing with it. Our concealer. I'm gonna put it on the back of this hand. Back of this hand is sparkly. See if I did a good job matching. So this is the AOA Studio Natural Finish Concealer. Another reason why you get nervous buying like full coverage foundations online. It's like, I don't know what shade I am. Let me see here. Does it say a shade number? L1. So I guess that's the shade. So I don't think I really have much to conceal. I like to use these little bad boys that I think are mostly for lip products, because a lot of times I do use a color corrector under the eye. I didn't really see that they had like a color corrector, because I would have grabbed that in a heartbeat. And there's something going on with the hinge of this. It like stops about right there. Then I have to really force it down. Just because I've never used this product before, makes me a little bit nervous to just put it, bam, right on the cheeks. Okay, I would say that this blush is very pigmented. This is a dangerous blush to use if you suffer from blush blindness. But I think it's a pretty color. Got like peachy pinky one. I think it looks a little more peachy on me, a little more pink in the tube. But Color Flush Liquid Blush. This is Honey Maple. So now we're going to try the bronzer. I don't know if I did a good job picking a color. I assume I picked the lightest one, but it's an interesting color, at least in the pan, but we'll see. So this is the bronzer powder. It says lightweight matte finish. It's a good pigment. I just fear that it's a little yellowy for me. I don't know how. We'll have to. I mean, I won't know until I'm editing. I typically use from Rimmel London. This is this bronzer, and you can see that she's quite yellow. So I have several different setting powders. Setting sprays. So I got the $5 one, and then I also got the $2 one. I gotta be honest with you, I broke into this $2 one way beforehand, and I've been using it, and I've been using it in between layers. So like I will put like my cream products down, spray, put my powder products down, spray again. And then when I'm finally done with all my makeup and completely done, I'll use my more expensive setting spray and do a final spritz like that. So I think we're going to do that today. We'll layer this, but use this bad boy at the end. And I gotta say, this works. I don't really like the mister. I don't think the mister is very nice, but for $2. And to use it as a cheaper setting spray that you can just kind of like layer and not be too concerned about wasting, because otherwise you can go through setting sprays pretty quickly if you like spray after each kind of step within your makeup, and you can end up really burning through stuff. So I think when I run out of this, I'm definitely repurchasing this. Might repurchase this too. We'll see, especially if the mister is better, and maybe I'll get this one instead of this one, just because if the mister's better, I'm gonna get it. So this is the Pro Finish Setting Spray. This is the matte setting spray. This one has hyaluronic acid and aloe vera, so it's gonna be, oh, Micro Mist might have a better, it might be better. But again, this is like a hairspray mister, and I always feel like, and it kind of feels like hairspray. You know, when I was in high school, I would literally spray my face with my actual like Tresemme extra hold hairspray. to help my makeup last all day. And it kind of feels like that on the face. So if this feels better and is a better mister, I'm probably gonna not purchase this and purchase this one, because for $5 and all that product. Now, crazy me thought, hey, it's a good idea to get a green mascara. I don't know why I was like, oh yeah, let's get a green mascara. I did. And you can see it looks like the green is different than the tube. Like, this is like a bluey blackened, emerald green. And this is like forest, in the trees green. I wanted to get the Sky High green mascara, and I was like, that's a lot of money to get a mascara that I don't even know if I'll like on me. I do like the ColourPop burgundy mascara that I have. I just think it's really pretty with brown eyes. And I have a doctor's appointment. She is green, and I wouldn't say very clumpy or anything like that. It is a good mascara. I just don't know if green is for me, but definitely like that I was able to try out a color mascara for $2. That's a pretty decent mascara. So they had a lip primer, and I was like, what's a lip primer? I don't know what a lip primer is. Let's try it out. It doesn't say on here, but I thought they said that it will help your lip products last longer on the website. But it doesn't actually say on the packaging, so might be misremembering. It's kind of balmy, a little moisturizing. That does feel different. Alright, so now we have a Wonder Matte lipstick, and I just love the way this color looked. It was sugar. It just looked like such an interesting, cool color. Oh, the wand is looking different. Makes me nervous that it's not going to be this shade. This definitely does have, I would say, like a more pinky undertone. So I think when it wears off, it's just gonna look pink. I feel like I have the most random makeup on. I have like really dark brick red lips. And then green eyelashes. And pretty normal eye look. I'm thinking that it's kind of accentuating some lip lines. A lot of matte lip products do, which is why I don't really wear a lot of matte products. But we do have a lip gloss that we can put on to kind of help with that. And this is the Magic Girl Iridescent Lip Gloss. Let's see if we can layer the matte liquid lipstick. Sometimes liquid lipsticks don't want to layer. But I just loved this, the way the color looked. I don't know if I like it in person. It's definitely something you can't wear without a lip liner. I might end up taking it off just because it needs a lip liner. I think this is a really pretty gloss. I don't know if you guys will be able to see just how sparkly it is, but I don't want to put that back in. I was trying to wipe it off and it fell off. Oh no! And if I were to put this in, it would completely change the color. But this is what it looks like. It's just so sparkly. Kind of reminds me of the Rem Beauty. But I think the Rem Beauty is a lot more sparkly, but for the price, you can't compare the prices. Okay, so now we just need to do our last touch of setting spray. I'm hoping that this mister is a lot better and it doesn't feel like hairspray like this one. But like for the price, this is good. Maybe. Gotta prime it a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. That's a setting spray right there. Because when it has a nice mist and you're not getting like droplets in your face, it's just, because sometimes those droplets can disrupt your makeup, and that's always a concern with a nice mister. You're getting a nice even coating of the product all over your face, and it's just, I think it's worth paying the extra $3, and you do get more product and you do get a nicer mister, so I think it might be worth paying that a little bit extra more. I wonder how it compares to the Essence setting sprays. I've been meaning to try them out. Normally I use, for a brightening powder, I use a puff. See how this works. I do think it did brighten. Kind of think I like how purple powders look a little bit more on me, but I would say that this is yellower. Here's the Essence one that I normally use, and here's this one. So definitely a lot more yellow, which I do believe means that it might work on deeper skin tones more than the Essence one. But I think I like the Essence one more for me, for my pale, for me, my paleness. I hate how the lipstick feels. I shouldn't have gotten it. I'm just like, you don't like matte lip products. And I was like, but I just loved the color. I was like, I can't resist the color. Look, kind of, you know, it's just such a beautiful color, but from a sensory perspective, I just hate how matte lip products feel. But I'm going to keep it on so we can see how it wears. I feel like the color is making my teeth look a little yellow, but you can see that I think it needs a lip liner normally. Let's give a final kind of look around. The setting spray is nice. It gave a really nice finish. So far, I'm thinking we look fairly decent for how much we spent on everything. And I'll have to total everything up below to let you know like what the total cost of this makeup look is. So far, just first impressions, the things I would definitely repurchase. I think I would get both setting sprays if they, you know, were in stock. I had to actually did 2 separate purchases because these weren't in stock. People, they know about these and they use them, and so I would say, you know, definitely you got to just check in and get them when they're in stock. Bronzer, not crazy about the color. Might try a different color in the future. I'm not sure how I feel about green mascara on me. Maybe if they have like a burgundy and this mascara doesn't want to run down on me and break down, because I do have that problem, I might try it in a different color, because I do like the ColourPop burgundy one. And if they have, I can't remember if they had a burgundy in this shade, but if they have like a nice deep burgundy color, and I would like it to be, you know, a deeper burgundy, I think I definitely will get it. But won't be getting a green, but probably can incorporate this into certain makeup looks in the future. Throughout the day. But yeah, setting sprays, definitely, I think I would say. But we'll come back at the end of the day and see how everything looks, but I do think that the setting sprays are worth it, and there's a reason why they're always out of stock and all that, because they're good. But yeah, I think really, if that's really what you need to definitely like spend your money on, and I think it will save you a lot of money in the future. The other stuff, same with the blush and the eye, and this eyeliner, this one specifically, which is the Love line eyeliner. I really like this. Everything else I'm gonna have to come at the end of the day. That was kind of like maybe, and we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it is at the end of the day, and if I'll kind of change my mind about stuff about repurchasing, because right now this is the stuff that I would repurchase. So we'll have to see if that changes throughout. Editing and tally here real quick. So I discovered that some of the products that I just like absolutely loved from this brand are no longer available. Like pretty much everything that I recommended to repurchase is no longer available. Like this setting spray, where's the lid? Oh, here. This setting spray,
I can't find it on their website, so I'm assuming you just can't buy this anymore. I don't know if like because they have a pro line and then a lab line, and then studio, and the studio is like this is still available. And they do have another one that says it's a superfine mist. It's also $2, just like this one, and it's supposed to be matte. So there is one that has a better mister, and they say it's supposed to be feel sensory like a little bit better. So I think they understand that that one does feel like hairspray. But this one's gone. And the mascara, I loved the mascara. The mascara is gone. The only thing I can think of, supply chain issues, cost to manufacture, tariffs. It just maybe didn't make sense. So, yeah. Just so you know that there may be some stuff with Miss A that you fall in love with, and then you can't get it anymore. So, which is kind of disappointing. But that can happen with regular makeup brands as well. But it seems to be my experience right now. It seems to be a little bit more common with Miss A.
Alright, so we're back after doing the long wear test, and I can tell you really quickly the things that I liked and the things that I probably won't be repurchasing. The eyeshadows just aren't pigmented enough for me. I like more of a pigment eyeshadow. If you like that kind of K-beauty, really clean girl, light coverage, natural type of stuff, then you'll like the eyeshadows. The powder just didn't have any kind of longevity to it. I don't think it really helped waterproof my makeup, because I did do a little bit of crying, and I did notice some of my blush. As my tears were running down, it kind of removed some of the blush. So I wouldn't say that anything really helped with waterproofing. So that goes for the setting sprays and the powder. There just isn't any kind of waterproof capabilities in these. But if you don't get your makeup wet, it did seem to hold up throughout the day. Like it still looked good at the end of the day. I did have to kind of touch up the blush, but other than that, it still looked good. But I like to get some stuff, spend a little bit more extra money for something that is going to help with like sweat and water and stuff like that. I think that this is just a little too yellow for me. Maybe in the summer it will work, but again, this is like the normal yellow powder that I use, and you can just see that there is a difference. If you have a deeper complexion than mine, you probably will like the banana powder. This was just too yellow for me. Maybe next time I'll try a different shade, but I like my bronzers to be more neutral to on the cooler side, and this is just like really, really yellow. The grippy primer, I think it did something, and I didn't notice any peeling or any problems like that. So, and my makeup did stay all day, but was it this? Or was it like a combination of using like everything? I would have to use this by itself to really put it to the test. But as of now, I don't think it's that bad of a product, and because of its size, I'll probably put it in my travel case. The concealer is, I would say, medium coverage, not full coverage. I kind of wish that I had gotten just a different shade. This will work in the winter, but it will not work. And for me in the summer, it will just be too light. And if I use too light of a concealer under my eyes, it just hollows things out. So, it's okay. It's not revolutionary, but didn't notice anything like bad about it. It didn't like crease or anything like that. So props to that. But if you like something that's like really full coverage concealer, this isn't it. Loved this eyeliner. Will be buying every single color in it. It held up throughout the day. It was amazing. The matte liquid lipstick, it kind of wore like really patchy and just horrible throughout the day. But like when I went to wipe it off, it like left like some sort of like stain. It was just crazy. And it like got all over, and I had to use the concealer to cover it. But yeah, it just wore too patchy for me. My eyelids were creased at the end of the day, so I don't know if this is the best one I've ever tried out. I feel like there's better ones that you could spend just a little bit more money on, and because yeah, my eyeshadow did crease. But again, I have extreme hooded eyes, so I do prone to creasing, but I have used stuff that really does help with that, and I just don't think that this is it. I think I'm better off saving my money and buying a product that will actually work. Love the lip gloss, very beautiful, and for a fraction of the price of other lip glosses. The white eyeliner, I actually thought it wasn't as pigmented as my current one, but I tested it out against the white eyeliner that I do have. This is one that I currently have. I think this was Lancome once upon a time. I have no idea. And here's this one. Like, but I kind of gotta go like back and forth, 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 and to really build it up, which is really difficult to do like in your waterline, and which is where I mostly put white eyeliner. So for me, this is a no. Love the blush. We'll be getting all the colors. Absolutely loved it. This lip primer, I don't know if it did anything. I feel like you can just put a lip balm on and get this again, because like I don't know if it really helped like with any kind of longevity or anything like that. Setting sprays, I did like, again, there didn't seem to be any waterproofing. This is very matte, but it also like on the skin reminds me of what in high school when I sprayed hairspray. So if you have sensory issues, I don't think you'll like it. The mister is like a hairspray mister as well, so you get like droplets of it on your face. This, for an extra $3, you can get a pretty good mister. However, it is like hydrating. I didn't think I looked like greasy or anything like that. It'd be kind of interesting to see like how it wears in the summer, because right now it's winter. I'm drier, you know, so it might look different in the summer. But for that extra fine mist, I'm willing to spend that extra $3. So I definitely think I will be repurchasing this. The mascara. This mascara did not give me raccoon eyes, which is like crazy for me. And I do like it with like, I've played around with it doing some green eye makeup looks. It's been a few days. And so I do think I like it from that standpoint, and the fact that it didn't give me raccoon eyes. I'll definitely be seeing like all the different colors that it comes in and getting those. Don't know if I'll be repurchasing green though. So these are the things I'm most definitely repurchasing, which is the Pro Finish Setting Spray by A2O Lab. And then the Love Line Eyeliner by AOA Studio. The Color Flush Liquid Blush by AOA Studio. And then the Wisp Enhancing Mascara by AOA Studio. So these are the 4 things I definitely will be repurchasing. Everything else was maybe. Probably will be throwing in some of their lip glosses too, just to get that $1 shipping, because otherwise you pay like, it's like $5 for shipping. So not bad, but might as well throw in some lip glosses to get that $1 shipping. But these are like a definite like must. Will be repurchasing probably as soon as this runs out. Then I'll go and get a bunch of others of these. But yeah, so I hope this helped you discover some cheaper alternative makeup that you can go and get, because in this economy, like, if you can save some money, I definitely recommend saving some money. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye!